Hi there. This is Eric Inger, Superintendent of Lake City Public Schools, and I'm here putting together a PowerPoint presentation of our upcoming bond referendum. We've had some public meetings, and I've been fortunate enough to be invited to many clubs and organizations to try to spread the word on this, but we are also hoping that we'll put this on Facebook and on our website, and folks will be able to view it and be informed of the upcoming referendum. So appreciate your time. I will keep this as short as possible, but get you the information we feel you need to make an informed vote this November. So the referendum will go to vote on Tuesday, November 7th. Polls will be open from 7 a.m. till 8 p.m. Be advised there's only one polling location, that is at Lincoln High School in the gym. Also, early voting is available and will be until Monday, November 6th. So you can early vote any weekday, 7:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. at the district office that's located at 300 South Garden Street here in Lake City. And again, you can do that any weekday. And there's only one question on the ballot. That's due to the fact that there was nothing at the city or county level. And that when that happens, the school district is responsible to not only run the election, but we also must pay for the election. So, and here's just a timeline. So if approved in November, we would use November till June to get going on the design phase. We would start bidding and construction this coming summer, 2018. That would be continuous through the summer of 2019 and be in full occupancy, everything done, remodeled, new, going into the 2019-20 school year. This slide just shows you in 3D the proposed new building. So we've got about 32,000 square feet of new, everything in white is new. So this would be a 5-classroom kindergarten wing here, a new cafeteria with full-length windows just flooding that natural light in. This is storage, receiving, and some garage space for vehicles that we have at Bluffview and need to be able to store. And then this is a multi-purpose performance gym. Over here in the corner is an additional pre-K classroom space that we would need to be adding. And this slide shows you the proposed multi-performance gym. A few things that really excite me about this venue is for the first time ever at Bluffview, we would truly have a dedicated stage. So as many of you know, we currently use the cafeteria area and bring in some portable shelves, but this would be a true stage area with some very basic lighting and sound system, but just a huge upgrade for those performances. Also excited about the possibility of having these bleachers. These bleachers will sit about 300 folks, and the backs are plastic. They roll open when you roll them out and close without having to any work or any additional work by our custodians at all. But with this elevated seating, and especially being a cross court instead of full court like we are currently at Bluffview, just a huge upgrade in the venue that we're going to be able to watch performances at Bluffview. So, and here's a slide of the proposed cafeteria. A couple of things on this slide I'd like to point out. Again, those full-length windows just flooding this area with light. Just a huge improvement for the atmosphere and environment for for our students in that cafeteria, especially if you're aware of our current cafeteria. Another thing I like about this space is it's not only going to be utilized from the school, but also hopefully the community has another gathering space for large groups. So you can see this screen. I envision a projector here, so for meetings and needs, we're very limited in our district of what we have for space that we can do large group meetings, both as a school and from those folks from the outside that rent and use our facilities. So excited to to see this space. And here's a slide of the proposed kindergarten wing. A couple of things. These 5 classrooms will be built exactly the same, so you can see the whiteboards and bulletin boards and in the back. Everything is the same, except we're only making permanent walls on the 2 ends. So each of these classrooms would have permanent walls with windows and a door. The other 3 classrooms would be divided by these 2 foldable walls. And the reason for that is it opens up this space to be used by our teachers during the school year differently, and also in the summer when we have no students in the building. It opens up the space to be used as a bigger space for a multitude of purposes by both the school and the community. So just trying to utilize the space in as many different ways as we possibly can. And this slide has a lot of stuff. It's really an overview of the entire project, and I'm just going to start down here in front. And the first thing I want to point out is we would be flipping our parent pick off and drop off and pick up. The reason for that is just better flow. Here's a one-way street we would utilize, and that way you're not cutting through the back parking lot like we currently do. We'd also have a secured entrance, so unlike now, you would not be able to, you're asked to stop in the office, but with the secured entrance, you would be required to get clearance to be able to come into the building through the office. So also, everything in orange is what was white in the previous slide. So one thing to point out is that Performance Gym would have restrooms off of it, unisex full-size restrooms, so that's a huge plus to that venue. So also out front, some dedicated handicap parking. So just making that an all-around much better venue for not only our students to use, but patrons when they're coming in to watch those performances. So, and then like I said, we're flipping the buses, so now we would have the buses in the back here. Also, greatly changing the opening in Bluffview, so making 2 smaller openings, and again making this a dedicated one-way as well. So not only big changes within the building, but there's a lot of neat changes going on the outside of the building as well. So hopefully I've done a pretty good job of telling you the what on this referendum, and now I really want to get into the why. So really the driver for us is our early ed programming. So this is programming we do for 3 and 4-year-old students. We have 1 room for each, so we can offer 1 program in the AM and 1 in the PM at each grade level. We currently serve a maximum of 32 students, and the maximum amount of time a student or a parent can choose to be in that preschool program of ours is 7.5 hours a week. One of the biggest challenges with our current programming is it requires our parents utilizing the program to get their son or daughter to and from the program. So if they're in the AM preschool, they need to get there. You also need to pick them up and get them somewhere else in the afternoon, or vice versa for the afternoon programming. So crucial to us being able to offer the programming we need to offer as a district will be the wraparound care, or what we currently call our Tiger Time. So our current Tiger Time program runs from 5:45 a.m. to 8 a.m. in the morning, and then after school from 3 to 6 p.m. It's currently offered to students in K through 6. We want to expand that. So we want to offer that wraparound programming from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m., utilizing it throughout the entire day. What that does is allow us to give the flexibility to that AM, PM programming for our 3 and 4-year-olds. So when we do our preschool in conjunction with Tiger Time, in essence, a parent can drop their son or daughter off for programming in the morning and pick them up in the afternoon. They no longer have to deal with that. How am I getting them to and from, and where are they going to be when they're not in preschool? And it's very important to remember both our early ed programming, LEAP programming, and the Tiger Time are fee-based programs, meaning parents pay for the programs. So it's when we look at that preschool programming along with the need to offer that wraparound care that we start to understand the bigger picture of this referendum. The Tiger Time is going to utilize our cafeteria as it currently does, only they're going to take it over during the day as well. When we lose the cafeteria, we also lose the stage. Adding additional preschoolers and having Tiger Time students with us during the day requires us to have some sort of space to allow them to play when the weather doesn't provide for them to be outside, and also for gross motor activities. So utilizing the gym as well, taking over those 3 areas, or 2 areas really, is what drives the need for a new cafeteria and a new gym. Other thing to really point out is in Lake City, quite proud of the fact that our students, K through 6, get Phi-Ed every day. Every day, every student gets Phi-Ed. So we utilize our current 2 gyms throughout the day. We truly have no extra gym space. So in order to continue to do that and add the Tiger Time in pre-K, having some space, the gym becomes essential. And to be honest, we make our current cafeteria work, and we make it into a stage, and we make it into Tiger Time. But this honestly is inadequate. And I honestly feel we can do better, and with this project, we will do better. And we do have a serious lack of storage at Bluffview, so this adds quite a bit of storage. It's never enough, but it puts some storage at Bluffview in some key areas that we've needed for quite a while. This page gives you an overview of the cost. A couple things to keep in mind. This is a $12 million bond, and it runs for 20 years. So if approved, it would start in 2018 and it would run through 2038. And then all of these costs are cost at an annual rate, and those go on your property taxes. It's very important to us that as a school district, you know as a patron exactly what this is going to cost you. So in order to keep that transparency, we have actually paid for a tax calculator on the website. So I encourage anybody who's really wants to look at what their cost is, right down to the penny, please go to the school website, look for the referendum tab, and use the tax calculator. Well, that's a lot of information, and I tried to do it as quickly as I could. And of course, I'm a little over my 10 minutes, but I did try to get the gist of everything to you in as short a time as possible. I appreciate your time in watching this video. If you still have questions, please start with the referendum tab on our school website, but don't hesitate to email or call me. Our goal as a school district is to make sure that you're informed as a patron when you go to the polls to make this decision in November. So again, I appreciate your time. Don't hesitate to contact me if you need anything.